What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to talk about tonight's preseason game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tennessee Titans. And I also want to spotlight rookie outside linebacker Adetokunbo Ogundeji. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys continuing to tune into the channel, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for helping your boy continue to grow my channel. I am on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So first off, in Atlanta Falcons news, the Atlanta Falcons will be playing their first preseason game tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be a home game at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium between our Atlanta Falcons and the Tennessee Titans. I am looking forward to watching the game tonight. It should be a very intriguing matchup, being that our former coach of the Tennessee Titans is our new head coach, which is Arthur Smith. So he's really familiar with the Tennessee Titans organization. He was their offensive coordinator for the last couple seasons. So it's going to be very intriguing to watch the game tonight. Also, with Julio Jones being traded to the Tennessee Titans, it's going to be really intriguing to watch tonight's game. But with that being said, I want to talk about three things that I'm looking for in tonight's preseason game. Three keys to tonight's game. The first key to tonight's game, or I'll be watching, the first thing I'll be watching is how well our Atlanta Falcons tackle in this game. This is the first preseason game of the season. A lot of the players may be a little bit rusty because these guys haven't tackled since last season. During the practices and during training camp, you're not able to tackle your teammates and things of that nature for good reason. You don't want players getting injured during training camp and during practice due to friendly fire. So I definitely understand the reason why they have the limited padded practices and the limited contact in practice. But I am looking forward to tonight's game to see how well our defense and our special teams unit tackle, being that, like I said, the practices are limited as far as being in pads and guys being able to tackle. So I'm very interested tonight to see how well these guys form tackle. Tackling is a fundamental, one of the fundamentals of football, and it's something that is kind of left the NFL game. So I'm definitely looking forward tonight to see how well these guys tackle. The second thing that I'm looking for in tonight's game is how well these offensive players and defensive players are grasping the new systems. As you know, we did bring in Arthur Smith, who's our new offensive coordinator, and our new defensive coordinator is Dean Pease. So I want to see how well Matt Ryan, AJ McCarron, and Felipe Franks, how well these guys are grasping the offense. I want to see how well the offensive line is gelling together, and I want to see if these guys are going to have pre-snap penalties or if these guys are going to look like a well-oiled machine tonight. On the defensive side of the ball, I want to see how well these guys, like I said, tackle. I want to see how well these guys communicate on the defensive side of the ball. I want to see if Dean Pease implements any of his blitzing schemes in this preseason. I'm not too sure because usually during the preseason, your playbook is very vanilla because you don't want to give up any of your game plans for heading into the regular season. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see how well these players go out there and compete and see how well these guys are grasping the new system on offense and on defense. The third thing that I'm looking for in tonight's game is to see who's going to be that breakout player to possibly make the tail end of this roster. Who is going to be that 53 or 52nd man on this roster, a player that we're not expecting to make the roster. So I'm going to be looking for that, that player that nobody's really watching out for to see If they step up, somebody that we haven't been really talked about a lot at training camp that may catch my eye tonight in tonight's game. But with that being said, that's all I pretty much had for Atlanta Falcons news in the preseason pregame. But as far as Adetokunbo Ogundeji, he's my player spotlight for today. I did a player spotlight on our running back, our backup running back, a couple days ago, who was a very interesting running back, Caleb Huntley. And my player spotlight today is going to be outside linebacker Adetokunbo Ogundeji. He's a linebacker that goes about 6'5", 255 pounds to 260 pounds. He was our 5th round draft pick out of the University of Notre Dame. He is a guy that I'll be watching in tonight's preseason game on the defensive side of the ball. I want to see how well he plays in tonight's game, if he's able to get after the quarterback, is if he's able to get a sack in this game or get a couple quarterback hurries or quarterback hits in this game. A lot of coaches have been raving about Adetokunbo Ogundeji, a.k.a. AO is what I like to call him, because of his difficulty of his name. But I am looking forward to watching AO tonight. I want to see how well he competes. They say he's been taking first team reps at practice, and Dean Pease and the the defense and the coaching staff have really been watching his tape and really like what he's been doing out there at training camp. So I'm really interested to see how well tonight, he plays. I do believe he's a guy that could be one of those pass rushers that we use on third downs and things of that nature. He could be one of those guys that competes for the starting outside linebacker position outside of Dante Fowler Jr. Stephen Means and also Jacob Tuioti Mariner are two other guys who have been taking first team reps. But I'm definitely looking forward to who's going to be that guy that's going to step up outside of Dante Fowler and be that other pass rusher on third downs and things of that nature at that outside linebacker position. But I am a big fan of AO's game. They talked to him at training camp earlier this week, and he talked about he didn't really get on the field at Notre Dame until his last season. He was a 5th-year senior, and he was able to finally get on the field, and he was able to soak up a lot of knowledge for guys that were playing in front of him at Notre Dame. From my understanding, he says that he was a player that walked on at Notre Dame, and he had to prove himself to get playing time. So he said in his 5th year was the first time that he actually was able to become a starter and get out there on the field, and he was very impressive to our Atlanta Falcons. He caught Terry Fontenot's eye in the draft and at the Senior Bowl. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what AO brings to the table tonight. He is my player spotlight for our Atlanta Falcons on the defensive side of the ball. I will be doing a player spotlight on an offensive player and a defensive player for every preseason game this season. So the first two players that I did my spotlights on was Caleb Huntley, the running back out of Ball State, which was my last video. And on defense, it's Adetokunbo Ogundeji, AO. I'm definitely looking forward to see him play tonight and see what he brings to the table. As you guys know, we have struggled the last couple seasons with pass rush. So we definitely need somebody on that defensive line in that outside linebacker position to step up. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be AO, but I do think that he has all of the tools to be that guy, to be one of those guys that can compete for that starting role, that starting outside linebacker role outside of Dante Fowler. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think of the video. I definitely will have another video post-game, possibly tomorrow, where I'll talk about what I thought of the first preseason game and what I seen in the first preseason game. But with that being said, this being your boy Jew, I have a lot more coming for you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up, peace. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, definitely hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. But with that being said, peace.